Welcome back to
Yeah,
another one.
you
To
know it.
another one.
You
It
know it.
is. It is. Man Caves Reviews and More. And I'm
Yes,
one of your hosts,
sir.
John Wayne Willis Jr.
And it's your boy, the one and only KJ. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. Okay, y'all know exactly what we are here for. And that is Bel-Air, episode 5, recap, review,
Bel-Air.
review. And let me get that sound one time for me, Corey. Sound one. Y'all already know
Spoiler alert.
spoilers coming on the horizon. Okay, spoilers
Most
coming
definitely.
on the horizon. Now, with that being said, guys, Corey, go ahead and give it. And actually, I'm gonna start today. I'm gonna give it
Okay.
my rating today.
Okay.
I'm rating episode 5 a 9.4. A 9.4.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't give it that high of a rating. Um, Tell us why you give us a 9.4, bro.
Nah, you gotta give me your rating first, then I tell you.
Okay. I'm gonna stay consistent. Give me an 8.3, 8.4. It ain't
Okay.
give me no turning fact.
So I'm gonna tell you why I gave it a 9.4.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like this had the most mature arcs for each of the characters so far, right? So
Okay.
Hillary, mature arc in this episode. Ashley, mature arc in this episode. Viv, mature arc in this episode. Even Aunt Vi, Will Mama, mature arc in the episode.
Okay.
Will, mature arc in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Trey,
Nope.
plummeting
Okay.
arc in the episode. And Carlton, oh my God, can I just jump off of a cliff right now? Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I'm putting this up here already, y'all. Everybody sees that right there. Tickers going
Mm-hmm.
across the screen. And it
Yep.
says it's
Spoiler.
spoiler alerts coming, spoiler alerts coming. Tell me why you gave it an 8.3.
Man, honestly, I understand they had their maturity growth inside the episode, but it didn't have a turning factor. Like it just stayed consistent. Like if you look at episode 4, it was consistent with episode 5. Now, don't get me wrong, I like episode 4 a little bit better. Just I ain't like maybe I'm biased. I just didn't like the whole Carlton scene, and I didn't like the whole Trey scene. You had two bitch people acting like bitches in those scenes. Trey,
Okay.
he not even half a bitch, he a whole bitch. Um Carlton, he three bitches. Like, nah. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I would have whooped Carlton ass, and Trey would have got punched once I threw him on the floor.
All right. I'm so glad that spoiler alerts out there, y'all. Because y'all don't know what we talking about yet. You damn sure know what's fucking about to happen. Now, hold
Exactly.
on, hold on. I'm about to go ahead and bring it to the screen now, y'all. Y'all know how we do it over here. Let's bring it to the screen. Right here. It is now time for the recap and review. The
Mm-hmm.
recap and review. Oh, before we get started, I would love to say, Corey, I strike again with my prediction for the episode of episode 5. I
Okay.
called the Carlton and I called the Trey shit.
Yeah.
I
But it
called
seemed
it
like
again.
this gonna be Trey's last episode.
Oh no, Trey done. Trey done.
Yeah,
Trey done.
yeah.
But look at the picture, folks. How
Right.
happy these kids are. Like Will picks them up from the airport and they're like, it is about to be a blast for a whole week. It's
Mm-hmm.
going down. Everything's gonna be copacetic, so fun. But lo and behold, do we not see this coming? So we see the picture right here. You remember this line? What happened right here?
What do you say on this line?
So this is when Uncle Phil invites him into the house yet again, right? Now look,
Mm-hmm.
part to blame is on Uncle Phil for a lot of this shit. I'm gonna say that much.
Explain.
With people coming in and out the house with this is so hush hush, why are we not having a conversation about the motherfucking hush hush? Like all this shit's supposed to be hush hush. You got campaign people clearly like in this scene, roaming around the house, doing all that stuff. but yet you dealing with some shit on the other side that you're not trying to get leaked. And as soon as you see
nobody
this dude,
expected Trey to come in running his goddamn mouth.
Okay, now hold on. You can't be mad at Trey in this scene as of yet. I have no problem with what Trey did. So in this scene, all Trey did was like, yeah, man, it sucks. I got shot, right? Mm-hmm. But the campaign manager's like, Phil, is there something I should know? But at that moment, this ain't doing them little. I'm glad you could, nigga. Shut your mouth, bro. Be quiet. Don't say nothing else about nothing else this whole weekend. Come out here, enjoy my money, have fun.
Don't say shit about nothing,
bro. Huh?
You told him don't say shit about nothing.
But that's the thing I'm saying. Like, there's so much you could have stopped.
Well, I don't think Uncle Phil thought that he would come out just saying anything, period.
How could you not? Did you see how Will showed up?
Yeah, Will showed up, but you think about how Will showed up. He came out there, but he didn't really say shit. He said, "Hey, Uncle Phil, I need to talk to you about that thing that happened. I just want to tell you my appreciation."
Now,
he gave no details.
But the thing was this, right? That's because Uncle Phil shut it down before Will started blabbing his mouth. Uncle Phil, okay, again, pulled him in close. I'm glad you say, we'll talk later. Go get some food. Shut it down before it gets out there, bro.
Okay.
Shut it down before it gets out there. Uncle Phil had got too cool with Will and would assume that Will would be like, bro, when you get out here and keep your mouth closed. But again, these are 16-year-old kids, right? Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just felt like this scene right here could have been at least, if you didn't avoid it beforehand, could it have at least been, the process in which we could have started controlling Trey, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so I got this pickup here. And by Aunt Viv, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Foreshadowing to the episode. And Vi talking about she ready to bring Will home. Yeah. Do you feel Aunt Viv overstepped by saying, well, maybe Will should stay in LA?
Nope. Because obviously he got more opportunities in LA. Plus, in Philly, we just had to get him off a whole gun charge. How you know this shit won't happen again out there?
That's real. But I mean, could you see? So I think this episode for me had so much complexity based on showing the availability for everybody's inner self awareness or control. Because she was like, yo, Vi not done trying to raise my kid, right? Yeah. Now, granted, you and your husband have a great situation, but this is my baby, right? This is my baby type deal. Now, she could have backfired where it was like, you do need some help raising your kid. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in the situation he was in, right? Yeah. You working long hours.
Should have moved her ass out to LA, to be honest with you.
Should have moved both of them. I thought, okay. I never understood that. That's a good point. Why didn't they just move Aunt Vi? But Aunt Vi, okay, so in the original episode, Aunt Vi was super proud. Like, I ain't coming out there. I can take care of myself, right? Mm-hmm. But moving to they could have got them a little house, a 3-2 somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They got millions, as Uncle Phil alluded to. Millions, man. He got millions. You could have bought them a house. Most definitely. Something. Get an apartment.
That's my thing, though. I thought they should have moved MVF out. Like,
and Vi,
and Vi out. Didn't have to be close, but it could have been close enough to where he could have got to see his mom whenever.
Yeah. Now, this brings me to one of my reasonings into why I gave the episode such a high rating, right?
You gave it a high rating because she fine as hell. That's all.
She look good, dog. And she be wearing the hell out of them outfits, but
I swear.
She and the thing is, like, her body ain't like OD crazy or nothing. Mm-hmm. She's just brown fine, baby. Whoa. Okay, now I ain't come to talk about her like that today. Okay. But for me, Hillary's maturation in her coming of age, like her moving out, her getting things done her way, and then the advice that she gave Will in this moment, because Will is changing now that he's in LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's reading a lot more. He's being introduced to a lot more of life that's available outside of West Philly, right?
Yeah.
And so when he talks to Hillary, Hillary gives him real rap, like, yo, can't nobody front you for making whatever choice you make, right? If you want to stay here or you want to go back home to Philly, is your call, right? I suggest that you stay here in LA. Like, you just getting your bearings, and we have so much more to offer out here to you than just, which I think the show is going to continue to allude to. So, prediction alert: Will will not, I repeat, not be a college athlete. I got a feeling. I feel Will.
He gonna be a college athlete, most definitely.
All right.
Put a Chick-fil-A meal on
We
it.
are gonna be
Chick-fil-A
like,
meal on it.
okay, one Chick-fil-A meal. We got a first bet of the series. If Will does not end up being a college athlete, Corey owes me Chick-fil-A, and if he does, I owe him Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
but
cool.
I keep thinking that the show is going to somehow pivot from his athletic ability, right? But this advice that she gave was like, making your own decisions regardless of how our parents feel is important in the sense of us growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, you can't make a wrong decision. You can go back home, be with your mom. You can stay out here, be with us. But whatever you choose, don't be unapologetic about it, right? And that's Hillary's whole persona, right? That's her whole life. Now, granted, Hillary is coming from a different situation in which she's always had the ability to be taken care of. But you know how that goes. Oh my God. Now, before Corey goes in here, I'm going to give the backstory. Hillary is throwing a dinner for the new housemates that she's about to move in with and her influencer marketing home. Take it away, Corey. I already know you got something about this part right here.
Well. At this point, Trey to see his alcoholic ass down somewhere. You can look at his face and tell he fucked up.
Blame it on
alcohol, most definitely. And then you see, it's like you see a drunk and somebody who has envy, like just two a drunk and an envy person having a conversation. This person hate Will for everything that he's doing and he got going on. The other person want Will to come out there, so he's jealous. He's jealous of what Will got.
I must say though, bro, Carlton's suit is fucking fire.
Besides the couple $1,000 suit he got on,
yo,
he still look like shit.
This like Carlton can dress, bro. The old Carlton could not dress. This Carlton can damn dress.
But you gotta think about the time though, because the old Carlton back then, that shit was hot.
Was it hot to you?
It was hot to them.
No, was it hot to you? Was it hot to you?
If I was a polo wearing ass nigga, of course.
Look, all I'm saying is this.
It's not unusual to be
loved by anyone. Okay, we're not going to go down that deep. But like I'm saying, this scene for me, I felt there was a lot wrong with the scene, right?
Go ahead.
He wasn't even quiet during the conversation. It wasn't like Carlton pulled my man to the side. This is happening at the table. There's no way your drunk ass is that quiet. It said as much as you said at that moment, right?
But yeah, think about it. The room was loud.
Loud or not, bro, how is nobody paying attention? How is nobody seeing my man's eyes droop down the whole time?
Because ain't nobody giving a damn. Everybody got their own stuff.
You just got out here from Philly. I keep saying, if you got shit to hide, if you keep bringing motherfuckers back in that can blow your shit up, which again, I think I have a huge issue with this series hiding why Will was out there. Like, you didn't have to give every detail, right?
What do you mean?
But there definitely should have been like a family sit down, like, okay, guys, Will was out here because there was some trouble back home. You know what I mean? Da 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 da. And Carlton's obsession with this shit. Oh my God. His obsession with it is this intense. And so of course, as we talk about it, Trey goes on to be like, "Oh, you happy? Things are gonna go normal?" Like, bro, like what is wrong with you? Like they had just got to a copacetic place, my brother, and you just drum it all back up.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about it though. You got so first off, with him running his mouth and him being drunk, it just activated everything else back into Carlton because sum it all up, who is it all about? It's about Lisa. He want Lisa.
Okay. We gonna get into that as time goes along because I think I did say last episode with Lisa and Mrs. Banks being so close, it was gonna be an issue.
Most definitely.
But I mean, for me, as we keep going along, there's gonna be so many different things that we see, going on. Now, this scene right here, holy moly! I'm giving you the floor.
Dirty that day. I got that nice suit real dirty. I'm about to lock the door.
Click, click.
Yeah.
No hits in the face.
Music. You see that speaker right there? That speaker about to get real loud in a second.
Turn up the volume.
Yeah.
You know you're gonna be pumping that Tribe Called Quest too.
Entitled prick.
Dog, his entitlement meter is like level on a 10 Richter scale, 15.6 in this right here. Like I don't know if I could have walked into my father's room, office, anything like this at 16. They're juniors at 16.
With my chest poking out like that.
My chest out the way he has his chest out right now. His legs crossed. The scowl and brow right now. Yo, I think my dad would have really hauled off and just like trying to put a fist through my chest, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. Because basically, Carlton called Uncle Phil full of shit. Basically.
Talk about at least my word means something.
You motherfucker. I wouldn't ever been able to walk out that room, bro.
I mean, at this point, though, I felt like Uncle Phil should have told Carlton about himself. And I feel okay, so there's so much we're missing to the Carlton backstory here, right? Mm-hmm. Because Uncle Phil wanted to, but whatever happened, because I mean, remember, Lisa keeps alluding to some shit went down. Carlton must have had, and I do think the show is somehow going to allude to suicide, mental health, all of it. So I think Carlton has had a suicide attempt. Mm-hmm. So Uncle Phil is very careful with how he moves with Carlton, right?
But I think Uncle Phil know that Carlton has a drug addiction.
Man, he can't talk about criminal shit when you know that your boy put some cocaine in Will's bag on campus.
Yeah.
And you upset about Will having criminal shit?
Yeah, like, his moral compass.
The entitlement, my boy. Level 15. It is sick. It is sick. Like, he sat there and talked to his father, and as his father tried to explain it in the softest, gentlest way possible, how important it is that this information never sees the light of day, right? Mm-hmm. Uncle Phil's in there. Carlton, if this gets out, Will won't be the only one that gets hurt.
Most definitely.
That line said everything. And to me, what Uncle Phil should have said is said, "You entitled little prick."
Yeah.
I decide what's best right now. I decide what's best right now. Will was in some stuff. He is family. I decided to make a decision. You have to live by said decision in this home. If you feel like you can fend for yourself truthfully,
get out and leave.
See, right here, this is the old Uncle Phil being channeled right now. If you can fend for yourself truthfully, well, why don't you get out my house then? Carlton with a witness room, stored some more volume, called it a day.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that as a parent at that moment, like you're not checking him, bro. So I mean, that's what I saw in there. I don't know what you saw in there, but that's what I felt should have happened. And for me, this made the episode so much better because what we found out is that Uncle Phil committed a crime. Dun dun dun. To get Will out of Philly.
Absolutely.
Which I did not see coming. I felt like Uncle Phil had pulled some strings, maybe, use some connections a little bit too much where he owed somebody a favor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, you put me in a position where if somebody comes calling on me now, Will, I'm gonna have to answer, even if I want to or not. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt.
Think about this though. Even pulling strings, you're still committing a crime. So the fact that
okay, time out. I think yes and no. Pulling strings is just pulling strings. So if I'm here in Atlanta, or let's say I'm back home in Maryland, and you're out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And something happens, and I know one of my young boys just got right. He on the way to county, but I know, hey, big. I can't say little Corey, but big Corey now. Big Corey know who to talk to out there, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Can you intercept on my behalf so that this good kid doesn't go down into the system, into a path in which there's no real reconcilement for him in the environment in which he comes from, right?
So you do have to look at it like this. Just because you have good intentions doesn't mean that you asking for that favor is not a criminal act. Will had literally did a class 1 felony act, brandishing a firearm and discharging a firearm in a public area. So now that is a felony act. When you commit that felony act and I ask for a favor, that means that I'm getting that felony thrown out, even though we have proof. I'm asking them to sponge the record and to release you. I committed a crime to make sure that you're good. Just because I have good intentions doesn't mean that I didn't do something illegal.
Man, all the more reasons why he needed to jack Carlton up.
Absolutely. So, like I said, I would have walked to that door, locked it, pulled me a drink, sit there, told him about himself, and if he said something, pop right in the goddamn mouth. Let me turn.
He can't hit him in the face. He goes to the Bel-Air Prep. You can't hit him in the face. Bel-Air Prep Academy. They call it CPS ASAP.
Man, he ain't calling nobody. He can't call nobody if Uncle Will take everything from him and make him homeschool. Jeffrey, make sure he don't leave.
I think that's another good decision. You will never leave this house again.
Your outside connections is gone.
Like I felt like this shit could have went so many different ways. I really felt like, to me, Phil was painted as such a strong character until this moment for me. Okay. So I think that hurt me the most in this position of the movie.
Well, no, you do got to remember though. He did say to Will, you do have to, you got to know how to hold them and got to know how to fold them. There's time to be aggressive and time to be docile.
Basically. Like I said, he knows Carlton. There's a reason why he wasn't hit. Like I said, I still think they're going to allude to eventually Carlton's drug addiction. What Lisa's been talking about is Carlton probably tried to commit suicide, dealing with whatever the anxiety disorder that he had. Because as you heard at the end of that scene, he was like, "Oh, you're trying to compare Will's crime to my anxiety disorder." Well, yes, you may have a disorder, but Will has a what's called a poverty disorder, my boy.
You say suicide, I say attempt of OD.
Either way, I still think most ODs are usually suicide attempts, though. Like from his environment, right? You see what I'm saying? So like, it's not like he's out.
Suicide, that means somebody actually attempted, like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yes, but what I'm saying is he probably tried that. He probably tried that by ODing on drugs. Like, you see what I'm saying? So
but I don't think that he was saying that I'm gonna kill himself. I think that shit, he was going through a depressed time, snorted too much Valium. almost OD'd, almost killed himself. Not saying that, hey, I'm gonna kill myself.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, it's speculation, right? I'm speculating, bro. I speculate that Carlton probably almost tried to commit suicide.
Almost.
I stand by it.
Okay.
I stand by it because to me, the concept of what Lisa keeps alluding to is more than just one simple OD. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's something bigger at play. Like, do you know everything he's been through? Do you know what happened? Do you know everything he's been through? So there's so many secrets already on play. And Will's, I mean, if I was Will, I'd been like, bro, you tell me yours and I'll tell you mine. What's up? Like, put all the cards on the table at some point. Like, yo, you keep fucking me over out here, or you keep doing this. Put all our cards on the table. You tried to kill yourself. I tried to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm. To save somebody else's life. It's a difference.
All right. Are we good now? Are we good now? I'm here. Uncle Phil saved me from getting got for trying to save him. All right. You know?
Most
Call
definitely.
it a day. Now, back again to another reason why I gave the episode a 9.3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Character development. Yo, she's smarter than a fifth grader.
Damn sure is.
So this conversation was very interesting to me in the fact that I love that they focused on sexuality versus gender roles. So usually what happens in these conversations is somehow gender is brought up, right? I'm not going to go deep into the whole nonchalant or nonsense of it or whatever. But what I'm saying is she was able to have the conversation with her and say, you know, is sexuality fluid? You know, because she is confused. I was definitely correct when I said she was bi-curious.
Mm-hmm.
So her being bi-curious, she's literally asking questions to be able to educate herself at a level that none of us had availability to at 12, right?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have that availability at 12 to say, yo, shoot, I know I'm feeling bi-curious, and this person might have some answers. And I think the way that they had her answer was perfect. She said, you know, one day you might be this way, one day you might be another, and one day you might be another. But right now, you know, unless you need these terms to define you, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Be a 12-year-old, discover life, keep moving, right? And figure out whatever you land on is what you're going to land on. And I felt like that advice from her in that paraphrasing was, you know, very good at keeping on topic versus going through all the alphabet letters, you know?
Yeah.
So, I felt like that was really good. I felt like that part was really dope inside of the character development right there. So I felt like putting that one up because I thought that was pretty monumental inside of the episode. Now, this scene right here. This right here, my boy.
This one made me mad. I ain't gonna hold you. This one really made me mad.
Go ahead. Tell me why.
Will should have checked his ass.
I agree. Keep
Will should have
going.
checked his ass. Told him to sit the fuck down. Like, if you want to talk, let's talk. Let's real deal get it out.
Real live talk.
Mm-hmm.
I was also tired of the skating, right? Yo, it's out there now. He clearly knows what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, boy, would I have thrown that damn snorting of Valium in your face so heavy. Bro, you was one to talk. The pot's calling the kettle black. You was
At least
one
I
to
tried
talk.
to save somebody's life. You just destroying yourself.
Well, look, I wouldn't even come back to that at all, bro. I would have been like, bro, you've been trying to figure out why I'm out there this whole time. For what? To use it against me? Does that make you feel big, bro? Because clearly I know you like to snort shit. And I ain't said shit.
I ain't no damn
How that powder get in my goddamn backpack? Oh, just real convenient that I catch you snorting shit, but you ain't doing that shit. And you want to call me a motherfucking criminal?
Mm-hmm.
At that point, Will should have checked the shit out of him.
That's why I said that's why I gave it an 8.4. This scene, this specific scene right here, could have had so much more oomph to it way more drama, dramatics. Could have really got them to really could have got Bel-Air to focus on them too. Just right there. That
But
scene
I
would have been
really
so
thought
much
that was
more.
coming after the last episode 4, with them two ending it off with the fist bump. You stay out my way, I stay out your
Got your
way.
way.
And then hearing Will in the beginning defend Carlton's swagger, however that may be, because that's what Carlton do, right? But I do felt like it should have been like that true brother heart to heart right here that he had with Trey, right?
Yeah.
This should have been their moment in the sun. And this is why I couldn't give it a 9.5 or above, right?
I can't give it a 9 at all because I felt like
I still think the episode was fucking fire, right?
they dropped the ball right here, bro. They did. Like, let's be clear. Like, where you could have capitalized that is where you didn't. You dropped the ball.
I don't disagree that they dropped the ball here, but I feel like the blow up is going to be the climax of season 1. I mean, and that's the drawback from filmmaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to continually bring the build up. You see what I'm saying? To get to the position of the season finale where Will and Carlton finally have the fucking heart to heart, and it comes, everything's out on the table. Your shit, my shit, the world shit. Now, how we gonna move forward? And that's going to be the end of season 1, right? It's going to be the end of season 1, and we're only midway.
The way you said it right there was a climax. I'm saying, like, okay, with this scene right here, what they could have did, they both could have had an argument. They both could have been yelling at each other. Did not find a common ground.
And
Will
kept
tell
going.
Carlton, get the fuck out. Boom. Carlton cuss him out. Stay the fuck away from Lisa. Boom. Slam the door.
Okay,
So
okay, I like that.
Argument then, and then no common ground.
I'm gonna pitch a fact for season 2 and 3. I think me and Corey need to be on the writing crew.
Absolutely.
But definitely in that position, like, I felt like Will personally dropped the ball. I felt like Uncle Phil dropped the ball with Carlton, and Will dropped the ball with Carlton. Mm-hmm. I've never seen somebody get tiptoed around so much. Carlton has gotten tiptoed around the entire first 5 episodes of season 1.
That's why you feel like he has so much power. That's exactly why he feel like he has so much power.
At entitlement, like, somebody needs to bring him down a notch or two. and for him to be like, well, Lisa.
Ooh, you know who might break him down, though?
Lisa?
Hillary.
I can see that. Hillary would give him real rap. But that's the thing I'm saying. Hillary's development, and it could be a bias because I superly love this Hillary. And why she got a 9.3. Just saying. Like, oh my God. Yo, so this season ends at night with him telling him to stay away from Lisa. Automatically, if I'm Will, I'd have been like, fuck no.
Yep.
Now look at this shit. Look at this. First of all, her concern on the face is not for Carlton. Carlton got that smug look because Will ain't even say what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept bouncing. I was like, Will, really? Like, if Trey didn't make the move to go over there, Will would have walked the other way.
Yeah.
That had me hot. I'd have walked up, I'd have gave her a hug, everything. Like, oh, y'all have a good time.
And kept moving. Piss Carlton off.
Now, this right here. Where was this Uncle Phil at when Carlton sat down? Where was this Uncle Phil at when Carlton sat down?
Absolutely. Or what you gonna do about it? And if not, but honestly, so this part right here, this is what made it stay at a consistent 8.4. I like how Uncle Phil asserted his dominance, making his stand like, look, this is what I stand for, and what you gonna do if I don't? Point blank, period. And then the fact is, like I said, Will need to leave Lisa alone. She got a cricket ass cop for a father.
Yo, that is hilarious, bro. When I tell you, this man literally said, Will, Phil, you went too far. You said defund the police.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
I'll
look,
say it again for you. Right
he
here.
said, even if we knock down a couple million off y'all boys, y'all ain't getting touched in your pockets.
Yeah. That lets you know how much money they making.
He said, even if so, where does it end? And Phil was like, won't you wait to find out, my boy?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Try me if you want.
This is the scene that didn't let it downgrade for me. When Uncle Phil showed him, hey, look, I ain't with the shits.
But that's why I said it's something with Carlton that we need to come out, because this Uncle Phil with everybody else is this guy. Is this guy right here. And I need this guy to show up every day.
Especially with Carlton. Give him a reality
Carlton
check.
needs it more than anybody. Oh my goodness. Now. Oh, Jesus.
This light-skinned, blue-eyed motherfucker. Man.
Every time he shows up in any show or movie and he got somebody else's chick, I think he's about to boom.
Yeah. Look, you look too smooth for my taste, man.
Boy.
Get the hell away from my girl.
He was in there talking about looking into her eyes and her paintings and how it makes the souls quiver.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
oh, always got a spot open right here for her.
Oh, look, okay, I ain't gonna lie though. Vivian was feeling it though. Debate me. She was feeling it. It felt good for her to hear that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as she was in the situation, and he's talking to her, and he's telling her everything she wants to hear, and he's going there. I heard one jam that that really like irked my soul, right? When she was like, "Oh, what you gonna say?" And she was like, "Well, Joan told me that Vivian Smith was painting again." Oh no, excuse me.
My bad, Vivian Banks.
Vivian Banks. I was like, "Don't you know Uncle Phil got shooters?"
Like I said, you're a little too smooth for my taste, player. Nah.
Jeffrey finna come see about you when he get back next episode.
You need to comment.
Hey, Jeffrey finna come see about you. You don't think Jeffrey got a tracker on her too?
Yeah, most definitely on her phone or her car.
Jeffrey got a tracker on all of them. Like, you over here talking about Rico Suave. Bro,
this man came in and it's an art museum of her painting, smooth music, some wine, slow walking, and deep voice with blue eyes, with green eyes and shit. Man, get the hell on.
Look.
No, sir.
The way this fool was talking to her though, bro. Like the scene was set like he was trying to get the draws. Now, don't get me wrong. Vivian is a good-looking older woman, dog.
Absolutely.
Jesus, absolutely. But
you're barking up the wrong tree. Don't poke that bear.
Uncle Phil gonna be like, yo, the whole other side coming out. I'm telling you, that scene right there had me weak, bro. He really took her around the whole gallery just to show her that I left you the best spot in here. Yo, I laughed so hard right here. This is my part. I laughed so hard right here.
He said, whoa.
I laughed so hard. I was supposed to finish out my thought for the other one, but I forgot how funny this picture is. If you can see her face and eyes.
Slow it down.
Carlton, my feelings haven't changed.
Oh, I just thought, you thought wrong, motherfucker.
He's come for Will after this, bro. Carlton's the type of dude that wants to blame everybody else for his failures and issues.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You played your hand at getting Lisa alone. You played simp daddy.
Looking at her face, bro.
He played the simp daddy card right here.
Yeah.
The simp daddy card.
Didn't
You
work out.
played to her mother's death to try to get back in, bro.
I left your mother.
I loved your mom. She was just immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
Call it Banks Arita. You think it? We can buy it.
Bro, you wildin'.
Bro, this whole scene had me weak, bro. Had me dumb weak. Dumb weak. I could not believe how funny this was. But I couldn't help to say, but he deserved every bit of that shade right there. Like the leaning though. The leaning. Like she gave him the emotional like hug that she needed at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Carlton, thank you so much for my mom. And Carlton went for the kill.
He ain't let it build up.
Carlton's the type that later on in life, Lisa's gonna be crying about an ex and try to bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sim Daddy level 3000.
Hey, man.
Now, again, another reason I gave this episode a 9.3. You see them legs?
All
right. All that aside, yet again, another amazing handling of a younger sibling's issues as an older sibling. Absolutely. Hillary is a model older sister.
Absolutely.
Model. Like, so this made me come back to the comparison with Ashley talking about sex or wanting to have sex, and then Hillary giving her advice. And it was one of the only times in the show in which Hillary wasn't ditzy about a subject. Right?
Yeah.
And so, but she took this shit to the next level.
Whoa. We're not going to take down the old Hillary. She had a couple of good moments where she wasn't ditzy, like when Will got in an argument with Lisa. And she said, "Oh, you was tripping."
You see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
New Hillary 2.0. Old Hillary.
No. We're gonna bring that back up a little bit now.
1.0. Look, all I'm saying is her handling this situation in a way in which she has the ability to comfort and advise simultaneously is impeccable. Like the grasp of Hillary's view on self and awareness of other people around her is to be applauded, right? Mm-hmm. At least for what we see how the show is written. So, of course, when Ashley asked the question, hey, I kind of have a crush on somebody. Does this somebody have a name? That was a smooth little entry, right?
Yeah, to see exactly who this person is.
She said the girl. And then Hillary automatically assured her, if you are gay, that's okay with me, right?
Understood.
And then what she said was like, I don't know if I am or not, right? Like, I still entertain the thoughts of boys. So I think, like I said before, that in 2022, I do appreciate the tact in which they are going about the sexual awareness of a puberty child, right? And I think that that's very important to put here, is that we're still talking about somebody that's in puberty, which is actually at 12, right? She's 12 years old. So we're talking about puberty, just coming through puberty, having those thoughts and those feelings, and not being labeled so early, and allowing them to truly be kids and still be feminine and still be all of that in the moment, and figuring out what it is that they want. And I felt like Hillary did a superb job yet again at this moment.
She did her thing.
9.8.
I don't want to speak too much on it, but
and you saw them legs, right?
I can understand.
You saw them legs, right?
Yeah, I saw them legs.
Saw them legs, right? Okay. And that jacket was hard, dog. She could. Okay, quick question: which Hillary dresses better?
You got to compare times now, and you got to compare times. Reason why is because back then they wasn't as pro-provocative.
Okay, you're right.
Now
Well, what
they're
about
more
Hillary and her red
fluid.
dress though?
That was rare. That was rare.
Just said Hillary taking shoots for Playboy.
But she didn't do it.
Yes, she did.
I know she
They
did.
were classy. They were classy shoots. She was covered up by the clouds,
hmm But at the same time, if you look
but
at it
she
back
still
then,
posed for Playboy.
yeah, she still posed for Playboy because Hugh Hefner was big around that time. But if you
Yeah,
look at it, women didn't dress as provocative as they do now.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Now,
Most definitely.
this is after the bromance has ended. The brothers are severed.
hmm
Separation is over, and I didn't snap a photo of the scene in the room, but I'm going to paraphrase what it was to me, and then you can tell me what it was to you. To me, what I saw was survivor's remorse from Will, and also survivor's envy from Trey.
You hit that on the head. The reason why I agree with that is because yes, it's a tad bit of envy because it's like, damn, you get to leave Philly, get this whole nice thing. Saw you got soft as hell. Now, if I stay here, I'm gonna get soft too. So that's why Trey felt like, nah, I gotta go back. Because if not, he go back and he's different. Something might happen to him again. He can't stay on his P's and Q's. But then Will is like, damn, you're supposed to be on boy. You're supposed to be happy for me. You're supposed to be happy that my life has leveled up to the next thing. So
Yeah,
I agree with you on that.
yeah. I think it was just for me what I saw that, and I mean for me, I have guys that are like brothers to me, right? That aren't personally from my mom or dad, but we are super close to the point where you can show emotion around. You can be in truly vulnerable moments in which these two had. And I did think Will was gonna punch that nigga.
I would have punched him.
I would have punched him. I would
Most
have punched
definitely.
him. Because to me, he was getting real wild, and
Disrespectful
don't
with
get
the
me
words.
wrong, and don't get me wrong. I think one of the things that I saw from him is where he's still struggling, where Will actually received some true male guidance from Jazz and Uncle Phil when Will was dealing with his cop PTSD. Um,
hmm
I just don't think Trey's had that from anybody. We don't really ever see his pops in the picture, so we don't know if he's around or not, right?
hmm
Um, so Trey dealing with the situation that happened with him being shot, being chased down, having to keep a low profile in your own hometown. And what was really interesting at the end of all of this, Will saying, I'm bigger than just the 14 square miles of West Philly, right? And Trey saying, well, I'm not. Like, all I can do is rep West Philly. And so many kids that come from an environment in which they are from have those mentalities, in which they don't believe anything better out there is for them. And you saw two guys come from there, one having a chance to really be indoctrinated, because I feel like if Trey had a chance to really be indoctrinated as the same as Will did, because in the beginning Will tried to run away, tried to escape. Oh, I don't want to be here. I'm not made for this. It's too bougie for me. Da 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 da. Right.
hmm
But because Will had to sit down because he couldn't go home, he had the ability to let his mind open up to the possibilities uh,
Things
that
that's greater.
that this life could provide him that West Philly just couldn't, right? And
Most
for me,
definitely.
if Trey would have been able to come out and stay this summer, did a lot of different things, you know what I mean? Them not having this hang over their head, then I felt like these two would have really, really been able to make a decision that Trey probably would have wanted to stay out in LA too. But when you think about 3 days in LA, it's not enough to take you away from Philly.
Yeah. Not
It was the
mentally,
same. It
because
was
you know
the
you got to
same
go
thing
back.
for Will. It was the same thing for Will. So I don't fault Trey, right? I don't fault Trey in the way Trey acted. I don't fault him in the way that he acted. All that I said.
And how disrespectful he got.
Well, I felt I felt like he was checking Will in which the way in which he knew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Will handled everything with his fist early on too. I think Will was talking about, I've learned, right? So him not hitting him not going at Carlton crazy is his way of thinking that he's doing the right thing. And eventually he'll understand when and who you can have candid conversations with and not. But overall, amazing episode. I forgot to throw the picture in with Will at the end with Aunt Vi telling her that he wanted to stay in LA and watching her heart break.
Mm-hmm.
That was rough.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, but I appreciate them doing that because it showed how much he grown.
Yeah.
For one, two, and it showed that the words that his mom gave him stuck. Like, hey, you said when I'm ready to wear this crown as a king, I can put it on my head. I feel like I'm ready now. Yeah. And she had to sit back and realize, like, damn, for you to say that lets me know that
you ready. Yeah, you ready. Yes. Whoa, Jesus. This was a lot to unpack. 51 minutes of a lot to unpack an episode.
Most definitely.
5.
I can't wait for episode 6, man. I can't.
You got any predictions for episode 6?
You know what? I'm gonna leave that one up in the air. My prediction is gonna start on episode 7.
Boo.
I like the number 7. Since I like the number 7, I stick with it. I stick with 2 and 7, most definitely.
All right, here we go. Predictions for episode 6.
What's up?
First, Hillary does not like the influencer house the way she thinks she will. Second, Carlton yet again is upset with Will for what happened with Lisa. Dun dun dun. Bang.
Yeah, see, those are obvious things though. Give me a prediction that's not too obvious.
I thought that was a good prediction.
Those are too obvious. We know Carlton's gonna be upset with Will because,
but we didn't know that Hillary's gonna have an issue with the house though.
Well, if you watch the old Fresh Prince, you know Hillary moved back at home.
But remember, this ain't the old Fresh Prince though.
Okay, so I'll let you slide on that one.
This ain't the old Fresh Prince. And I predict that we see Jeffrey and Jazz back on this episode. Bam.
Jeffrey and Jazz next episode. Okay.
Jeffrey and Jazz next episode.
Okay, I can agree with that.
By episode 7, Aunt
That's when you get my predictions.
Aunt Viv's art person gonna be a problem.
Damn, is Corey the writer of the show?
We gonna see. All right, y'all. Again, it's been our pleasure. It's been another episode of the Man Cave Reviews and More.
Yeah.
And we out.
Doses.